How you doing, guys? How many times have you taken a new job and while you're working you run into the wannabe bosses? Now, these are people that are no higher on the pay scale than you, but for some reason they seem to think they have some sort of authority. The bigger the place, the more wannabe bosses you've got. The funny thing is, the rules and regulations they're telling you aren't quite what the job entails, but it basically benefits them when they're telling you what to do. As time goes on, you realize, no, these guys have no authority. They're not your boss, so you kind of brush them off. This also is true inside of the Kingdom Hall with the wannabe elders. I had a Bible instructor who was basically a wannabe elder. As a matter of fact, I used to go out in service quite frequently with the coordinator of my congregation, and we both simultaneously said the same thing. Yeah, Jeff is a wannabe elder. I basically took it one step further, that he wanted a congregation of his own within the congregation. See, what this guy wanted when he went in there, he wanted people to follow him. He wanted to control their lives on the outside. And as time went on, I needed some distance from him. He was not the only one. It was quite common. Now, these are generally people that really didn't qualify to be elders, but nonetheless, they thought they were. They generally would put the bad mouth on people, including other elders. Now, my Bible instructor was notorious for this. I never realized at the time what the problem was with him, but whatever he thought I represented, he was very threatened by. In a lot of ways, he used to shoot down things. Anything I was good at, anything I would talk about, he would shoot down immediately. For the most part, I ignored it because I knew he didn't amount to a hill of spit. He was a big talker, that was about it. See, besides being a wannabe elder, he was a wannabe badass. And that's all he was a wannabe badass. On occasion, he would say something that would get under my skin, and I would retaliate. And he would always come back with, no. We can't be infighting. We can't be bringing reproach on Jehovah's name. We're spiritual brothers. We have to get along. If that was the case, then why would you instigate me to begin with? This was his way of getting his shot in and then laying a guilt trip so there'd be no retaliation. This was very common inside the Kingdom Hall. Let's face it, we've all heard we can't bring reproach on Jehovah's name. The unfortunate thing, many people that leave the organization still have this line of thought. And I'm referring back to the infighting amongst former Jehovah's Witnesses. And the funny thing is, as far as the infighting goes, who are the ones who bring it up more frequently than others? We can't be infighting. We can't let the Jehovah's Witnesses see us not getting along. Otherwise, they'll go right back into the Kingdom Hall. Part of that is true. But generally, the ones who squawk about it are the ones who are instigating the so-called bickering and infighting. And what they do is, after they've nailed you, after they've dug into you, they lay that guilt trip. So you're laid in a guilt trip and you basically back off. This isn't so true, because in all honesty, this is exactly what the current crop of Jehovah's Witnesses need to see. There's no point in going from one controlling faction into another. And a lot of the people, actually a few of the people in this community, are quite control freaks. They haven't changed. If you're one of Jehovah's Witnesses and you're a complete douche flute, you're going to be a douche flute when you leave. Much like if you're a pedophile amongst Jehovah's Witnesses. Even though you've left, you'd still be a pedophile. Now, what would be the point of condemning a current Jehovah's Witness that's a pedophile and ignoring a pedophile that is not a Jehovah's Witness? No, we are after pedophiles no matter where they are, whether they're in the organization, whether they're out of the organization, whether they're in this community. No, you can't overlook one over the other. No, it's the whole picture. And the same thing goes with the douche flutes that leave Jehovah's Witnesses and infiltrate the ex-JW community. I am not against rebutting anybody's videos. I've done it a few times. One thing I have noticed, as far as obsession goes, we all remember the fat hamster who continually goes after the so-called apostates, people in the ex-JW community, because it's the only way he can get views. He's also very obsessed, but he's not the only one. I came across a channel, I guess it's been out there for a while. I haven't really never watched him, but he has been on a Mike and Kim bash fest. Now, like I said, I have no problem with anybody rebutting anybody's videos and expressing their point of view. Excuse me, guys. What I hate is a video after video after video, which is constant bashing. And what this person doesn't realize is with each and every video, he's losing credibility. So far, all I've seen is an over-emotional individual that wants to debate Mike, that wants to twist every word they say. Now, I watch Mike and Kim, so I know very well what they're saying. But unfortunately, this individual and a couple of others like to twist what they say. Like I said, we all have our different beliefs, but unfortunately, this person seems to be a one-sided individual who wants to debate. But the thing is, the one thing he may want to remember, he claims to be a Christian, he claims to have a ministry, but at Proverbs 17:19, it says, "He who loves transgression loves strife, and he who exalts his gate seeks destruction." Now, he's already had his say on Mike and Kim. It would be in his best interest just to let it go. Mike doesn't want to debate because what you want is an argument, not a debate. See, a debate is when two parties express their differences, but the loser of the debate will concede defeat if he's proven wrong. An argument is totally different. See, when you lose an argument, then you start hurling the insults, and how many times have we heard that? A person won't admit defeat, so they resort to slander. And this is what I'm seeing in this community, is a lot of slander. Now, Mike and Kim have expressed their beliefs. You may not agree with them, but what's the point of arguing with it? I mean, in all honesty, as far as scripture goes, as far as religion goes, as far as science goes, no theory can actually be proven. So if somebody wants to express their beliefs, so be it. Apostate Jerky Boy has also been under fire for quite a while now. But I want to point something out about Apostate Jerky Boy. About 6 months ago, he created a necessary diversion. If you remember, the fat hamster was at his peak at that point in time, and things were about to get very volatile. The unfortunate thing is, what a lot of people don't realize is, people were about to get threatening, physically threatening. It's very possible somebody may have gone after the fat hamster. What Jerky Boy did, I believe this was in March, was create a necessary diversion. Made the situation laughable, gave us all something to laugh at, and took the heat off the situation, made the fat hamster look like a joke, and he basically faded off. Unfortunately, now he's trying to make a comeback, but really at this point in time, nobody's really listening. But this is another thing that I guess Jerky Boy is guilty of, creating that diversion. And unfortunately, when you've got people in the community that always want to find the villain, and say, we can't be seen bickering. And yet, they're getting their shot in and angering everybody else. It would be on your best interest just to shut up. Stop going after individuals repeatedly, after video, after video, after video. And this one person that's going after Mike and Kim, at first, I thought what he was using was clickbait. You throw Mike and Kim in your videos and you're guaranteed to get views. No, you're actually not. What it is total obsession. And unfortunately, this person is making himself look like a total emotional bitch. But unfortunately, the infighting is going to continue, if that's what you want to call it. And let's face it, we're never going to get along 100% of the time. Like I said, I have no problem with videos going after another YouTuber. I've done it a few times myself. But like I said, when it's repeated, you tend to lose credibility. Anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. I'd love to hear your comments. I hope you all have a good day. And if you hadn't already done it, hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys soon.